Welcome, college football fans, to a special edition of the College Football Report with Eric and Ryan Robinson, the national championship preview featuring the Indiana Hoosiers. Unbelievable. And guys, I think they're going to win this game. My guess is that their offense is going to dominate Miami's defense. Their defense is going to dominate Miami's offense. That's what it looks like to me, but I do want to say this. A lot of times in college football history, we went into the championship game thinking it was going to be dominated by one team, and it just didn't turn out that way. I think of Nebraska against Miami in '84. Of course, you have Texas, USC, Clemson, and Alabama. The Ohio State beating Miami. Those games, the other team was supposed to dominate, and I saw enough from Carson Beck the other night that scares me a little bit. My guess is that Carson Beck will do nothing against this IU defense, and IU wins this game going away. But I'm starting to have this feeling that this might be a shootout, and Carson Beck might just be that good with those weapons. And he's got a really good running game too. Eric.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, but I'm going to just go in there with that running game. You look at what Miami's been doing for the last month, just controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling time of possession, grinding out people, wearing them down. This Mark Fletcher Jr. is a handful. He reminds me of Travis Henry. And you look at the rushing yards he's putting up against two really good defenses in Ohio State and A&M. He put 175 on A&M and 90 on Ohio State. He had 133 against Ole Miss. To me, that's going to be the key, I think. I think the IU defense is going to control Carson Beck and the offense, but that offensive line for Miami, man, they're dominant, and they've been pushing people. They've been bullying people. And I go back to that Ohio State game. You can really look at the numbers, IU Ohio State and then the Miami Ohio State game from a number standpoint. Man, Ohio, I'm not so sure. I said it before. I think the Miami win over Ohio State was more dominant than IU's win. The turnover was huge, and the turnover margin was one more plus Miami than IU got on the scoreboard. That was the difference. But if you just watch both of those games, this Miami team's a problem. They are.
I think for me, the key is going to be the first quarter. I think that's going to establish the continuity of the game and the rhythm for IU. I think it's going to be highly emotional for Miami playing. It's a home field, home crowd. But the one thing this Hoosier fan base has done is travel well. So I'm interested to see the presence of the IU fans there at that stadium. And I think if we can just get through the emotional high that Miami is going to be on to start this game, I think that's going to be the difference. I don't think it'll be close in the end. I think IU will end up dominating the game like they have the other opponents in this playoff.
I don't want to jump to too many conclusions just yet, but you look at the teams Miami has played versus the teams IU have played. I know Alabama was kind of on the downward spiral there towards the end of the season, but it's still Alabama. And to do what they did to Alabama, then turn around and just embarrass an Oregon team who a lot of people thought would win the whole thing.
Like Greg.
Yeah, like Greg. There's part of me that tells me Indiana's just going to roll them over, just 20, 30-point victory. But Miami has just been, man, they've just been dragging people in the deep end, playing Big Ten football. I mean, they're playing. I said this before too. There's not another team outside the Big Ten playing more Big Ten football than Miami. They look like a Big Ten team. Their coach is a throwback Big Ten coach. He could fit right in.
Yeah, they're playing bully ball for sure, but I think IU can match up to that very well. They've had to change game plans with every opponent so far and go at it at a different approach. And now you give Signetti 10 days to prepare. There's not been a better prepared team in the country than IU going into each game. So I have no doubt they're going to have a plan for Malachi Tony and how to stop him and prevent him from taking over the game. So I just think IU is going to do what they've continued to do all year long, and that's be the better prepared team and execute.
I think the crowd's going to be more than 50% IU.
I would love that, because that Alabama game, the Rose Bowl, and even the Peach Bowl with Oregon,
Insane.
IU dominated the crowd. That was so good to see. But I'm just hoping that translates Monday night with Miami playing at home.
To do it in Miami would be insane, and I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I want it to be a dominating win, and I want Ray Lewis, Michael Irvin, Warren Sapp, hell, get the Rock, put him on the sideline too. I want IU just to punish them in front of their alma mater.
I agree. Edgerrin James, you can suck it.
I saw a number the other day based on ticket sales by region that they were predicting a 65-35 IU advantage.
That's what I'm guessing. I know people who are going to be there. I assume you guys know people who are going to be there.
Hester's going to be there again.
That's right.
Is he going?
Yeah, they flew out this morning.
Yeah. Our IndyCar guy, Dave Chanley's going to be there. He was on the preview, the IU report preview. Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
I think it would be fun to go down. Like, I was your opening ruined my opening.
Oh.
But I was going to say, I was going to open up with, I can't wait for Monday night. Finally hear Clemson versus Penn State for the national title game. I got to looking back at some of our predictions and how bad we were way off this year. I was so much better a year ago than I was.
Good last year.
I
know. So bad this year. This year was a strange year for football, both college and the NFL.
But if Clemson can win Monday and Klubnik get the Heisman, I'm going to win like $2,500.
And he's going to be a Raider.
So you're saying there's a chance?
He's going to get drafted by the Raiders, and it's going to be beautiful for Dabo going forward, right?
Yeah. So who did you have? Greg and Ryan. Who were your picks for the title game?
I had Texas.
I had Texas. I believe I had Texas, Ohio State.
I think I had Texas against Ohio State too, if I remember right.
It was a weird year, man.
We do have a celebrity guest picker joining me today. If I could introduce her, she's going to give us her pick for Monday night.
She's going to kick off the prediction segment here.
Yep. Making her podcast debut, I guess 2026 podcast debut. She's joined us before in the past, last season, but this is Hazel Mave.
Hi, Hazel May.
Hi, Hazel.
Hazel, tell us who's going to win Monday and why.
1 minute, I'm going to do something real quick. I made a note. Hoosiers are going to win.
She picked the Hoosiers.
She picked the Hoosiers in a dramatic fashion.
Yeah. She doesn't
Why,
understand.
Hazel? Why are the Hoosiers going to win, Hazel?
Because they're Indiana. Indiana's the best.
That's right.
All right, there you have it. I'd say that's gospel.
Hey, guys, I've lived in Indiana, and I've lived other places, and I can tell you Indiana's just better.
Yeah.
All right, well, Hazel says the Hoosiers, and it sounds like we're all going to. Let's give our official predictions. Let's start with you, Eric.
Well, I'm definitely going to go with IU. I think they match up really good. But hey, they said Alabama did too. They said Oregon did too. Indiana's just been dominating people. I'm taking IU. I like them to cover the 8.5. And I think it's going to be a long night for Michael Irvin.
He'll be all right.
I'm going Hoosiers, and I'm going to say it's going to be 35-13.
Well, Ryan, you just kind of made me pause there because I was going to say 34-13, and I don't want it to be that close. I do think it's going to be 3 touchdowns is my guess, but I keep seeing a scenario in my head where Miami stays in the game with a turnover. They have a long drive, so they shorten the game, and this thing comes down to the end, and they just make plays with those great playmakers. I can see a 17-13 Miami win, but I think the more likely scenario is this game's over by halftime, and it's 21-7 at halftime, and IU comes out of the third and puts it away. That's what I think is going to happen. 34-10.
34-10. I got 35-13. Eric, what you got?
I'll take 38-13.
All right, so now I have to ask a question that I have not asked on the IU report because it would be inappropriate to do so. But here on the college football report, we can talk about it. Do we have to have the greatest team of all time discussion?
You know, Steve Alford made some pretty good commentary about the last undefeated basketball team was Indiana, and this could be the only undefeated, what would it be, 16-0, 17-0 football team. Indiana would have both records. That's pretty cool, but I'm not ready to say greatest of all time. Not by any means. Man, there's been so many good teams.
That 19 LSU team is probably the best ever. You can certainly have the conversation if they go to 16 wins. No one's won 16 games before. They'd be the first.
Not that, but the gauntlet that they had to run to get to the championship. Very few teams have had to do that in college football history. That's not something you're talking about Ohio State, Alabama, Oregon, and Miami, 4 in a row. That's not how college football's been done through the years. No one's ever done anything like this.
Yeah, no. And all they did was outscore those teams 107-35. It's just
and that's
insane.
why we need to start having the discussion. Is this the greatest team of all time if they blow out Miami?
I would listen to that argument, and I'll be excited for IU to win it. I don't think they're going to be in jeopardy of not winning that game, but I'd be more excited if it was the Irish in there, and I'll be happy for IU fans and for the program, and it's a big deal, but it's not going to have the same feeling if it was Notre Dame playing Monday night, for me anyways, but I'll still savoring a victory.
As a Purdue fan, I got serious mixed feelings, man, because I want my state to do well, and I've always kind of liked IU, even though I'm a Purdue fan. But, man, those fans are just going to be insufferable.
You'll get us back in March.
Yeah.
Man, but I've been hearing it from Hester since 87.
Hey, if you told me in 88, after we just beat West Virginia for the national championship, if you tell me IU football is going to win a national championship before you get another one, I would have nowhere near believed that. And here we are.
I was saying to Susie the other day that if you went into a coma in 1990 and woke up and heard IU was in the national championship game, you'd be like, oh, that's amazing. They were horrible before, but you wouldn't understand the story because they sucked 18 months ago. They lost to Purdue like 18 months ago. This is insane.
Most people would think you're talking about the soccer program at IU, not football.
Well, football things could change. Now Oregon's a national power. They weren't. But to do it in a year and a half doesn't even make any sense.
No, and I thought about when Signetti said this would make a great movie. I know who's going to play him when they make this movie. John Hamm.
Well, he plays everything, so of course he's going to play.
He'd be the perfect Signetti, wouldn't he?
That's right. How many movies have involved IU over the years? I know at least one.
The Little 500.
That's right. The Breaking Away.
Breaking Away.
Yeah.
And then Hoosiers,
Hoosiers
on the brink or whatever. Blue Chip.
Oh yeah, that was what's his name? Played Bobby Knight. I forgot about that.
Nick Nolte.
Yeah. I forgot about that one.
Hey,
How
we
about
do
this
have.
question?
I do want to put a little luck on IU side here. There's a famous talking head, one of my least favorite people. I'm not going to say his name, but you see him a lot on the big network. He's picked Alabama over Indiana. He picked Oregon over Indiana. And he says Miami's going to dominate up front and Miami's going to win Monday over Indiana. So good for us. He's picked against us every time and he's been wrong. So I'll tell you his name afterwards. But he's a balding white guy, pretty arrogant.
I think 3 of the 4 experts on ESPN picked Alabama over Indiana. So in the pregame, it's like,
yeah, and the same panel of the guy I'm talking about, it was 50-50. 2 Miami and 2 IUs.
And after watching IU and Alabama all year, I was looking ahead to see whether they'd play Oregon or Texas Tech next. IU, because I knew IU would dominate Alabama. They were just way better than Alabama all year. There was a time right after the Vanderbilt game, I thought Alabama might be at IU's level, and then they regressed. And it's ridiculous to pick Alabama to beat IU.
Well, they had that 4-week run there that was about as impressive as any team can do, and I don't know if any team can do that again.
No one's ever done it.
It's so. I put a lot of stock in Alabama when they did that, and then
we did
came crashing down just as fast as it got built up. So
that's a relationship that's not going to work there. I don't think. You've got to at least be at the same level as the legend in front of you for a little while because when Gene Stallings took over for Bear Bryant, he won a national championship immediately off of Bear Bryant's aura and was able to stay there for a decade because of that. If you don't follow a legend and at least kind of keep up that level for a while, it's not going to go well, and it's not going well there. I'll be surprised if he's there another year.
Yeah, and it's just too bad too because he's a good coach.
He is.
He's in a can't win situation.
Should have gone to Michigan.
Yeah.
And if Alabama had missed the playoffs like they probably should have, he probably would be Michigan's coach.
I know.
Isn't that nuts? And Notre Dame, by the way, would probably be playing Indiana this week if they'd been in the playoffs. I'm just saying.
I think they would have played Indiana last week, actually, because they would have went to Oregon and won and then played IU. Is how that would have worked out.
Okay. So it would still be
them and
Indiana.
Miami were both to get in and Alabama out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was just putting them in Miami's spot.
Yeah. But I think what Miami has done in this playoff obviously validates them making it, but it says Notre Dame should be right there too. Notre Dame would be right here Monday night, I think.
And I promise I'm not going to go on a rant, but if we just make this thing 24, we don't have to worry about it.
Well, we're going to get 16 next year, I believe.
Well, that's better, but 24 is perfect. Just like the other divisions of the same organization that runs this division. It runs perfectly for the last 100 years in FCS. It makes no sense that they're not doing 24 teams in this one too. Then you get all those conference champions that don't really belong, and you get to reward all the conference champions and make them feel like they belong and still have a real tournament with all the best teams in the country.
I think we're going to get it. We're going to get it one day.
Yeah. Any more than that, you're probably too much, but
yeah,
24 is perfect. You get the top 8 teams get a first round bye, all that stuff. It's perfect.
I'm not sure the top 8 teams want to buy.
I'll tell you what, I haven't been more entertained by any league than I have college football in the last year. I'll say that. Maybe IndyCar. Kind of on the same level. Yeah, just week to week, really good stuff, Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fully entertained by the IndyCar series. It's fascinating to me.
Me too. And I think what I'm saying is I've never seen college football better than it is right now. Product on the field.
Yeah. That's
Same with IndyCar.
That's hands down. It's college football is the best it's ever been.
Yeah, and the NIL everyone thought was going to ruin it has actually made it better.
Well, from a fan standpoint, yes.
Spread out the talent.
And then college basketball is doing the exact opposite. It's going backwards in my eye. I can't even hardly watch it.
It's killed the mid-major. The NIL has killed the mid-major.
Yeah.
I think Greg, last year on episode 1, I mentioned that it would kill the mid-majors and the team conferences like the MAC, and you're seeing it happen now.
Without question.
Yeah.
The days of Cinderella are over. Cinderella is going to be a 10-seed Texas Tech or a 10-seed UConn one year. That's going to be that's all that Cinderella is ever going to be going forward, because the small conferences have no chance. Even their average small conference players are moving up to the bigger schools because it's a better option than freshmen for these programs.
Yeah. I'm seeing it firsthand here at Ball State with Coach Lewis, and his team gets picked apart each year.
The best team in the MAC came to Purdue and was down 60-19 or something at one point. I mean, that was the best team in the whole MAC.
Yeah, that was Akron. Purdue just punished them.
Yeah. So it's a shame because the MAC was always great.
Yep.
Maybe it'll get back. We don't know how things are going to go, but for now, college basketball's pretty broken. But as long as Purdue's winning, I'm going to be very interested in it. So it's just not what it was for sure. But college football's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Little college football trivia. How many players are in the portal? I know. Do you know?
No idea.
In football. College football.
All 460.
Greg?
I'll take the over, but I have no idea.
10,000.
My Lord.
Every division, all levels, 10,000. 10,000.
I didn't even know it was a thing in other divisions. Okay, maybe we've gone a little off the rails with that stuff. Thank you so much to Eric and Ryan, and especially to our special guest Hazel for joining the Central Indiana Sports Report. Susie, her making her dramatic prediction, opening up the envelope, might be the best moment on the Central Indiana Sports Report to date.
Absolutely.
And definitely the cutest moment on the Central Indiana Sports Report yet, except for all the moments you're on. Thanks so much for listening. Always appreciate it. Oh, time's up. Central Indiana Sports Report, product of ITG Media. I love Susie.